Good afternoon. It's such a pleasure to be with our friends at the University of Michigan Flint again. I'd like to call our meeting to order with a quick roll call. Regent Acker, Regent Beam, Regent Bernstein,
Present.
Regent Brown,
Here.
Regent Hubbard,
Here.
Regent Illich, Regent Weiser,
Here.
Regent White.
Here.
Thank you. I'd also like to express our gratitude to Chancellor Lawrence Alexander and his team for hosting us today. I'd also like to, again, congratulate him on Flint's achieving an increase in full enrollment for the second year in a row. Let's hear it for Flint. Coupled to our gains also at the University of Michigan Dearborn campus and increases in Ann Arbor, nearly 53,000 students are now attending the University of Michigan. That makes us the largest and most sought after public research institution in the state. Let's hear it for Dearborn. I'm also pleased to report that last week in the prestigious Times Higher Education World Rankings, we moved up a spot and we are now number 22nd in the world today, number 14 in the United States of America. 2 weeks ago, we announced our Campus Plan 2050, which will animate the impact areas of our Vision 2034, modernizing our facilities and developing new ones, even as it empowers us to connect and collaborate more deeply. At the same time, here at University of Michigan Flint, the new Innovation and Technology Complex is beginning to take shape and rise. Flint broke ground on the CTT this past June, and it will be built in 2 phases, eventually becoming a place that prepares and educates students in the high-demand fields with outstanding career opportunities, such as cybersecurity, clean energy, artificial intelligence, and smart manufacturing. I want to thank the leadership of Flint for describing this incredible progress and all the work of the faculty and administrators here in launching these programs in very, very short periods of time. Let's hear it for Flint again. The university is also continuing to grow in other ways, ranging from expanding an assault survivor care program in rural Michigan to strengthening K-5 mathematics education to advancing efforts in conservation. Here, as well as in Dearborn and Ann Arbor, we are lifting, reaching, and achieving. To briefly mention a few other highlights, we recently received a nearly $7 million grant from the NIH to establish a health equity hub to reverse health disparities. We're leading a multidisciplinary, multi-institutional effort to harness the power of wave energy. And we developed a versatile knee exo, which is safer to use and better at countering fatigue in our Robotics Institute. Today, we have great strengths as an institution in the biomedical sciences and a growing impact on innovation and technology-driven economic development. Now we are seeking to galvanize and accelerate our efforts. As part of our Vision 2034 plan and also Campus Plan 2050, we're actively engaging in discussions around developing an innovation district and expanding our research enterprise across the campuses. We have also evaluated in Ann Arbor and are in the midst of developing plans to launch a new Bioinnovation Institute on the North Campus. The Institute will synergize with existing academic departments and build upon our world-class capabilities to shape the future of medicine. We hope that this will accelerate the translation of discoveries from the bench to the bedside as articulated in our Vision 2034 plan. I'm sure, Marshall, you're very excited about that work. I am so proud of all that we are doing together as a university. And I'm especially proud of the achievements of our 45 Olympic and Paralympic athletes. We have a storied history in gymnastics at the University of Michigan. And this year, you might have noticed of the 5 gymnasts representing the United States of America, 2 of them came from the University of Michigan. Paul Judah and Fred Richard were part of a historic bronze medal winning men's gymnastic team. Fred was also recently named to Time's 100 Next list of 100 emerging leaders who are shaping the future of science, health, sports, and more. So congratulations again to Fred and to all of our high-achieving student athletes. With that, thanks again for joining us, either here in present or virtually. And let's go to the rest of our business for the meeting. We will begin with our presentations, followed by reports from our Regents committees. Chancellor Alexander will introduce the presentation, Civic Engagement.
Thank you, President Ono. In June 2024, President Ono launched the Year of Democracy to reaffirm our shared commitment to the pursuit of democratic values. As a testament to our dedication, the 3 campuses of the University of Michigan recently secured recognition from the All-In Campus Democracy Challenge for achieving high voting rates, with U of M Flint receiving the Best in Class award among 4-year public institutions nationwide. This award was made possible by the tireless efforts of Jason Kosnowski, Professor of Political Science. Professor Kosnowski's service activities are often grounded in the common theme of nurturing the habits of active citizenship on our campus and in our community. He's the faculty advisor to the U of M Flint chapter of Turn Up, Turn Out, a student group that sponsors voter turnout and democratic engagement events. Here to speak more about his efforts to empower students in the democratic process, it's my pleasure to present Jason Kosnowski.
Thank you, Chancellor Alexander. Thank you to the Regents. Thank you to President Ono for having me here to talk about what we've been doing here at UM Flint. You know, it certainly hasn't just been me or even primarily been me, so I'm happy to share some of our efforts. When it comes to myself, you know, I've been working on these issues for quite some time. I can't believe it, but I'm approaching my 20th year at the university. I've been working on civic engagement the entire time I've been here, doing things like securing us voter-friendly campus status, working as a fellow with the American Democracy Project, and it's been a real pleasure to work with these students and colleagues on that. And I'd like to particularly focus my comments here on Turn Up, Turn Out, because I think this has been particularly effective, and also it's you know, what we've been doing recently. So if you could turn to the next slide. So Turn Up, Turn Out is part of what I think is really a 3-pronged effort that myself and other colleagues have been engaged in when it comes to civic engagement. I mean, there's obviously the institutional part, trying to get people to vote, but there's also a very important aspect in community building that I'll be talking about in a little bit, and then also in terms of education. Turn Up, Turn Out is a 3-campus project. There are campuses on all 3 campuses, and what it tries to do is it tries to not just engage in voter turnout, classic civic engagement, but it tries to, as Chancellor Alexander said, nurture the habits of a participatory democratic life. So up here, I just wanted to highlight some of the things that we've been doing in terms of the institutional aspect. And this is just since 2022. We've registered 300 voters. We've had, you know, thousands of contacts with students and community members. One of the things we do specifically here is we go into high schools. Now that in Michigan, you can register to vote before you're 18, and we've been doing contacts when it comes to that. And I think it's turned out really, really well. And if you could, next slide, please. You can see some of the accolades we've gained. We've gained, as Chancellor Alexander said, highest voting rate at a public four-year institution in the country, and recognition for the highest student voter registration and student voting rate of any four-year institution in Michigan for the midterm 2022 elections. So we've been really, really effective at doing that. And I would like to mention one thing in particular, and this is to stress the three campus aspect of what we've been doing. We could not have done this without funding provided by faculty members at the Ann Arbor campus, especially Edie Goldenberg, who was LS&A Dean. She has been tireless in gaining funding, which is really important. Most of our students work. They have many more family responsibilities, whether it be kids or taking care of relatives. And the ability to pay students to be part of this effort has been fundamental. I'd also like to thank Phoebe Henninger, who is a PhD student at Ann Arbor in the political science department, who has been just amazing in negotiating a lot of the hurdles in having a three campus project. We're still working out the kinks when it comes to working together as one university, and she has worked tirelessly to do that. So thanks. Next slide, please. Another really important aspect of TUT is the Dinners for Democracy program. And what this is we sponsor events where students put together presentations to educate voters and citizens, and even more importantly, to spark conversation, deliberation about contemporary issues. And you can see here, I mean, we all have masks here. As soon as campus came back after COVID, we thought it was really important that we start meeting face-to-face, and we did start meeting face-to-face. And it's really, really important, you know, not just to register people to vote, but to get them thinking about the world around them, cultivating the habits of listening to others, reciprocity, teaching them just how to be brave and put themselves out there in public fora, which is very, very difficult. And this is what Dinners for Democracy does. And once again, that was funded largely by efforts started by Edie Goldenberg and funded through her funds. So next, please. We've also been really successful and really tried to cultivate partnerships with other groups on campus, the Department of Student Affairs, with the Political Science Department, and there's, you know, many, many activities. This is the pictures here are of a recent debate watching. Yes, that is my head in the left. Sorry about that, but it was an excellent event. Hundreds of people, very Flint on the right in this very room. The mayor just showed up and gave a few words, very encouraging. And we had hundreds of people there during this debate watch. We have Constitution Day events, largely administered by my colleague, Professor Sachs over there. You can say hi. Where we celebrate, interrogate, investigate the legacy of the Constitution. We also have Coffee and Conversations, which are just monthly events trying to get people together to talk about issues. And it's a team effort to get, you know, the type of voting rates that we have. And we've had a lot of great partnerships. So next slide, please. So I talked about trying to get people to vote, and that's the institutional part. Another part, really important part of sort of cultivating this culture of democracy is having faculty and students work in the community. And a lot of us do that here. I just want to talk about a specific example of me doing this. I taught a course called Dancing in the Streets, which was a co-taught course with a dance faculty member named Emma Davis. And it culminated in us having a street festival in Flint. You can see on the left, that's right outside of campus. On the right, those are the students in my class. We encouraged them, actually coerced them to get up on stage and dance. And we thought that the point behind this was to bring people together, especially after COVID, but in particular in under-resourced communities that have gone through trauma like Flint, just getting people together, undermining that divide between campus and community is so important. It gets students thinking about how they affect community. It gets the community members hopefully realizing how important it is to have a U of M campus in their community. And after caring comes participation. And when they participate politically, that means voting. So it's all part of the same thing. So a lot of faculty do that, but I just wanted to highlight that in particular. Next slide. So I was also asked to talk about my scholarship, and this is a copy of my latest book. And yes, this is kind of shameless self-promotion. You can get this on Amazon if you want. But also I think it's important to highlight, I'm a political theorist. I don't do direct research having to do with voting or civic participation in that sense. But my book, which focuses on how people, especially in distressed communities like Flint, use material that they find to rebuild their communities and how that actually serves to cultivate democratic values, I think is very important. It's important for students to hear about this research. It's important for me to do this research. And it's about finding democracy in places where people don't necessarily find it. And, a healthy liberal arts education is not just about application, but it's about theory, it's about thinking, it's about criticism, all the things that I focus on in a seemingly esoteric book like this with a lot of dead French and German philosophers that I quote, but also to have students involved in that. So for me, these three levels, institutions, community, and scholarship really hopefully embody what, my sort of theoretical lodestar, John Dewey, said, that democracy is a way of life. So I would like to recognize one other person, Jaquindray Brown, who is the present head of TUT, is also in the audience. Raise your hand. Without his efforts, we couldn't have gotten anywhere. That's it. I'd like to thank you. Yes, please.
Open on the U of M Dearborn campus for voting. I'm sorry,
Dearborn?
well, U of M Dearborn is interesting, but U of M Flint's campus, on or near campus.
There are lots of polling places near, but because we have such, many of our students are commuters, we didn't feel that was necessary. But one of the things we do is, and this is another tri-campus effort, Ann Arbor was really, really helpful in hooking us up to their UM Votes website, and students can find their local polling place very easily through that.
And just one other, we've had people, in fact, here at Flint, I don't know if this community member or student is here, talk about or advocate for having no class in election. That's my question. What's your opinion on that? Is that something that you think, what are your thoughts about?
It's funny you should mention that, because, I'm teaching Introduction to American Government this semester, and we had a lesson on the hidden costs of voting. Obviously poll taxes aren't around anymore, but it takes time to vote. You might have to forego income. You might have to drive. There are all of these hidden costs of voting. In other countries, they do things like they have election on a holiday or a weekend or something like that. We don't do any of that. So it's very costly to vote. And I mentioned that, and a very smart student said, "Why aren't you canceling class on election day?" And I said, I guess I got to. So actually I am doing that this year. I think it's a good thing, especially for our students, because after that, they started telling me stories. It's like, my boss, would have made me do this, or I would have lost this. And, I'm for it.
Thank you.
Celebrate Constitution Day, is it the 17th of September?
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you very much once again.
Okay, thank you.
We now move on to Regents Committee reports, and we'll begin with the Finance, Audit, and Investment Committee, Regent White.
Thank you, President Ono. Finance, Audit, and Investment Committee met this morning, including Regents Bernstein, Hubbard, and Weiser. And we met with our EVP and CFO Chattis to review the financial statement audit with the team from PricewaterhouseCoopers. We also discussed the external auditor selection, and the required audit communications.
Thank you. We now move on to the Health Affairs Committee, Regent Beam.
Thanks, President Ono. The committee, including Regents Brown, Hubbard, and myself, met with EVPMA Runge for a discussion on governance integration. We also received a U of M health update and a finance update.
Thank you. Now for the Personnel, Compensation, and Governance Committee, Regent Illich.
Thank you, President Ono. The committee, including Regent Weiser, Acker, Bernstein, and White, along with myself, met with Provost EVP McCauley and VPs Kinsey, Chattis, and Lynch to discuss several human resource items, including structure and reporting relationships. It is now my absolute pleasure and honor to introduce a motion for immediate approval by the Board of Regents. 2 years and 3 days ago, Santa J. Ono joined us in service as the 15th president of the University of Michigan. We are so fortunate to have him, and we are so thankful for his leadership, his commitment, and his vision for our university. President Ono continues to lead with strength, grace, and genuine care for our entire U of M community. During his tenure, our university has continued to grow in enrollment, advance in excellence, and accelerate in impact. He had a key role in bringing the Sparrow Health System into Michigan medicine. He played a critical part in the final agreement and groundbreaking for the University of Michigan Center for Innovation in Detroit, which will have a profound impact in economic growth and opportunity creation. And he has led our Vision 2034 and Campus Plan 2050, through which we will make groundbreaking discoveries that impact the greatest challenges facing humanity and become the defining public university. Given his record of achievement and our hope and expectation of so much more, I move that the Regents ratify the extension of President Ono's contract to October 1st, 2032. Thank you. Any discussion?
I'd just like to say that as your co-chair, Regent Illich, when we led the effort to find a new president, I was so thrilled to find President Ono. I know, we all here, we're thrilled to have him, and I cannot wait to continue this long partnership for many years to come, and I am fully supportive of this effort.
Thank you.
I'd just like to add very briefly, it's a thrill and an honor to work together with you, President Ono. And to put this institution into perspective, Denise, you said, Regent Illich, when you said that President Ono is the 15th president of the University of Michigan, it's worth noting that there have been 46 presidents of the United States during an approximately similar amount of time. This place has been around for a long time, mostly because of the leadership of extraordinary president. I would include you in that.
Yeah, I'd like to comment that there are really two parts to what took place here. One is we extended, and that's unusual after 2 years into a contract, but these are unusual times. And these 2 years, tying him here for another 8 years is very important to this board, and I think to this university. And the second was increasing his compensation to reflect well-deserved increases because of, and add incentives, given the level of responsibility that he has for a $15 billion enterprise. That's 15,000 million, in case anybody doesn't know their math. And his leadership at looking to the future in Vision 2034 and a plan for our campus for 2054. That's not been done before, and I applaud him for his leadership. Now he will be with the U of M to make these visions happen.
Quickly, it has been a tumultuous 2 years in our world since you joined. And that type of stability you have added to the campus is absolutely critical to the University of Michigan's success. And signing a contract now for an 8-year extension just adds to that stability, which I think is incredibly, incredibly critical. We have, simply put, the best president in the country at any institution of higher education. Although as a guy from a small town in northern Michigan, the salaries, the compensation that presidents get is sometimes eye-popping. As Regent Weiser said, when you look at the size of the institution, the complexity of the institution in the market, both private and public, education and business, it's much deserved and within or below market. So thank you for being our president, and it's an honor to serve with you.
Not to sound duplicative, but when we hired President Ono, You always hear the story about throwing someone into the deep end of the pool and seeing if they can swim. When we looked to throw him in, he was already in the pool. And so he jumped in with both feet. It was a very tumultuous time. And he has led with a very impressive amount of EQ and intelligence. And we all really look forward to the next 8 years.
Thank you. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any negative? No?
Aye.
Mr. President, the
Can anyone hear me? Oh,
So noted.
Can I just say,
well, I
that-
voted yes.
can I just say I'm blown away, and it's the honor of my life to be at the University of Michigan. All three campuses are amazing places, and I can't wait to keep working on behalf of the best university in the world. So go blue. Thank you so much. Before we go on with the consent agenda, we will vote on the conflict of interest items. Items 9 to 23 are conflict of interest items, each of which requires 6 votes for the approval. Does anyone have any questions or the need to request recusal from voting on any particular item? If so, please say so now. Is there a motion to approve? Second? Great. We now go to the to those items 9 through 23. Regent Acker? Oh, just raise a hand, it's fine. Raise a hand.
Oh, aye.
Aye. That's unanimous. So all the consent agenda, conflict of interest items pass unanimously. We now move to the consent agenda and a report from Vice President Lupia on research. And I think this is a pretty good news item. Over to you.
Thank you, President Ono, and good afternoon. I have the honor of serving as the University of Michigan's Interim Vice President for Research and Innovation. And in that capacity, I'm happy to announce an incredible research milestone. For the first time in our university's history, we have surpassed $2 billion in annual research expenditures. You and others listening today may wonder, what does that mean? It means $2 billion worth of life-saving clinical studies, world-leading research on artificial intelligence and other technologies that enhance the quality of our lives and expand opportunities in our economy, discoveries that deepen understanding of our world and how to build healthier communities. These efforts span a wide range of disciplines, from ethics and policy to sustainable energy and transportation to cutting-edge immunotherapy, and they hold immense promise for a better future. Moreover, reaching this milestone represents a 9.9% increase in research volume compared to the previous record-breaking year. That is hard to do, and we do this. This success reflects the innovation and persistence of our researchers and support staff at all of our campuses, Ann Arbor, Dearborn, and Flint. And it reflects the strength of our leadership, of your leadership. Your inspiration drives us to advance our mission and serve the people of Michigan and beyond more effectively every day. Moreover, the outcomes of this research help families, strengthens our region, and creates jobs all over our state. Just last year, our work, led by our Innovation Partnerships Division, resulted in 28 new startup companies and a record-breaking 615 licensed inventions. Each one of these is a potential job creator and a catalyst for positive change. Let me close by talking about what $2 billion in research expenditures means in a different way. It means that people look to Michigan to address the world's greatest problems. Governments, companies, startups see us as a partner of choice with the expertise, credibility, and commitment to tackle complex challenges and to change the world for the better. And so many of these organizations could choose anyone in the world to work with, and they choose us, right? So for groundbreaking research, people look to Michigan, trusted and true. They look to Michigan, go blue.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful. I also love the way you use "look to Michigan." You're going to hear it quite frequently moving forward. But also, if you could just please thank your whole team. You know, what the impact of your team over the past couple of years, it's really quite notable. The Amplifying Research Initiative is already seeing pretty significant returns. The slope of growth in research is going up steeply, and we have, as you know, bold plans to increase that even further to ensure that that cornerstone of what the University of Michigan is, a great interdisciplinary, comprehensive research institution, one of the best in the world, that we keep that position moving forward. So please thank your entire team.
And this is amazing. I mean, 2 billion is a big round number, and I know we've been inching close to that. But for context, for everyone else, Stanford and Berkeley combined are basically $2 billion. Those are two great institutions, and we're better than both of them combined.
I mean, if you don't mind, I know we've mentioned this before, but in terms of commercialization, patents, number of startups and spinoffs, I don't know, do you mind just commenting on where we rank in the US?
On the licenses, we're in rarefied air. So we announced 615 this year. Only MIT has ever announced more than 600 in a single year. And as for the $2 billion, we are the first comprehensive public university to ever announce that number. Johns Hopkins is the only other comprehensive university to ever be at that level. So we're, national championships come in different forms.
And about 2 billion of that Johns Hopkins R&D is the applied physics lab. So it's pretty impressive. So, and it's really because of the extraordinary innovation and hard work and dedication of the faculty of our institution. Great. Chancellor Grasso has a report on Dearborn.
Thank you, President Ono. And I just want to piggyback on that great report because I'd like to start by talking about a recent grant that we received from MEDC, Argonne National Laboratory and Department of Energy, to establish a state-of-the-art undergraduate battery-focused curriculum focused on battery design, assembly, testing, and modeling. We just received today another $1.5 million from the state of Michigan to start a program build on our program in battery recycling, which are very important to the EV industry. Good news from our athletics program, not a national championship, but equally important is that nearly half of our student athletes have achieved a 3.5 GPA this year, which is up significantly. And 2/3 of our athletes achieved a 3.25 GPA, which is terrific for our student athletes. And in the spirit of Jason Kaznowski, who's unfortunately left, I do want to say that last night we held a panel on democracy and civic engagement on our campus, and it was well attended, and it was a provocative conversation about where we stand and where we're going as a nation. So with that, I'd like to conclude by saying go blue and go Dearborn.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm just so thrilled about the democracy and civic engagement work, and I look forward to talking to you more about that. Thank you. Chancellor Alexander has a report on University of Michigan, Flint.
Thank you, President Ono, and thanks to our regents and executive officers for once again returning to the Flint campus today. It is our pleasure to welcome you here and to serve as the host campus. I have just recently passed my first 100 days on the job as Chancellor of the University of Michigan, Flint. And thank you. And I am truly grateful for the work done by the university, the campus, and the community to welcome me and my wife, Veronica, to the university and to the city of Flint. And Veronica should be here, or maybe a little later if she's not. I am honored by this appointment to the Flint campus, and I feel privileged to join this energetic body of students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community stakeholders. I joined the university at a time of great momentum on the Flint campus, and we hope to capitalize on it in moving the campus to greater heights in the future. And speaking of momentum, President Ono acknowledged that U of M Flint recorded a 6.5% increase in fall enrollment last year. In fall 23, a 2.4% increase following 8 years of enrollment decline. But today we commend the enrollment management staff and the entire campus community for bringing our total enrollment now to over 6,500 students. Just a peek inside the numbers shows what areas contributed to the overall gain. We noted a 10% increase in graduate students, a nearly 5.5% increase in undergraduate students, and a fantastic growth in the area of transfer students. The number of undergraduate transfer students rose nearly 25%. In addition to enrollment, student retention is also on the rise. We increased our first time in any college student retention rate from 76% to 77% in the past year. And we remain committed to the work of improving our 4 and 5 and 6-year graduation rates. On another note, I'm pleased to report our new achievements in research and creative grant activity. Nursing professors Megan Kaiser and Carmen Turkelson have been awarded a grant of $3.9 million over 4 years from the Health Resources and Services Administration, or HRSA, for their proposal entitled University of Michigan Flint Educates Rural Nurses, Expanding the Nursing Workforce in Rural and Underserved Communities. The pair will partner with the Thumb Community Health Partnership and the Michigan Thumb Public Health Alliance to increase the number of nurses practicing in acute and long-term care facilities. And finally, our campus master plan is complete and ready to be presented to the campus community. I look forward to presenting the plan to the campus community next month. It is the culmination of more than a year of work by Smith Group and our campus team. One of the exciting areas of growth in the plan, which was noted by President Ono, is the new academic building which will house the College of Innovation and Technology. The plan also includes recommendations on space efficiency and the reimagination of existing space. We are excited about the opportunity to share the details of this plan to redefine campus spaces to meet our current and future academic and operational needs. As I said at the beginning, we have incredible momentum here at U of M Flint. We look forward to working with our board, our leadership, and the entire campus community to build on the momentum we have on the Flint campus to engage the local community in our mission and vision of preparing students for careers in high-demand positions that increase their social mobility and contribute to the local economy. And with that, President Ono, I conclude my report. Go Flint and go Blue.
Thank you so much. What a fantastic 100 days. That's fantastic. We now move on to personnel actions. They're in the book, along with a number of retirement memoirs. And we salute all of those who have given all their energy and passion, innovation, and time to the University of Michigan. And that concludes the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second, motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign? Motion passes unanimously. We now move on to the Finance and Property Committee. Vice President Chattis will speak to items 2 through 7. Number 2 is the sale of 2 residential properties, 312 East Harris Street, Charlotte, Michigan, and 400 East Sturgis Street, St. John's, Michigan.
Nothing to add, Mr. President.
Okay, all those in favor, motion to approve?
So moved.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. That passes. Next item is vacant land located at 2201 West Grand River, Detroit, Michigan.
Nothing to add, Mr. President.
Is there a motion to approve?
So
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes. Item 4, the Ross School of Business Executive Dormitory and renovations. Is there a motion to approve? Second,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes. Item 5, the University of Michigan Health Sparrow Grand Ledge Health Center Project. Is there a motion to approve? Second,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes. Item 6, University of Michigan Health Pitcher Parking Structure. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes. Item number 7, Nichols Drive Slope Stabilization. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
So moved.
Say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, same sign. All
What's going on with my volume?
Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes. The University of Michigan.
Turner, we can't hear you. You're gonna have to speak up.
The University of Michigan Financial Statement
I think this is on IT, actually. Fair enough.
for the year ended June 30th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve? Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes. We also have 3 supplemental items, and VP Chattis has the first 2, which we can vote on together. Vacant land on 102221 Textile Road in Ypsilanti, and vacant land 6630 Rawsonville Road in Ypsilanti.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm bringing forward 2 supplemental items for the purchase of land. The university has an opportunity to acquire these 2 properties located in Ypsilanti and Ypsilanti Township. The properties are strategically located for potential future use by the university, and I recommend this action item for approval.
Second, all those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed, same sign. Anyone abstaining? Motion passes. EVP Runge has a supplemental item.
Thank you, President Ono. We're very pleased to share that one of our medical school faculty members and former EVPMA, Dr. Gil Oman, and his wife, Martha Darling, have made an extremely generous gift of $25 million to name the Gilbert S. Oman Department of Computational Medicine and Bioinformatics at Michigan Medicine. With this gift, this department becomes one of the very few really one of the first named basic science departments in the nation. This gift will be transformational in enabling pivotal discoveries and advancing progress in healthcare. And it couldn't come at a better time to a more qualified department. Artificial intelligence and computational medicine will dramatically change healthcare delivery, and this department will now have the resources to be at the forefront of that innovation. This technology will support and align with the university's strategic vision 2034, the commitment to innovation, and all of our commitment to human health and well-being. We want to express our deepest gratitude to Gil and Martha for their generosity, for their visionary foresight of leveraging computational medicine to accelerate biomedical discovery and translational research. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I got to tell you that these are 2 distinguished people. Both of them were White House Fellows. Both of them are members of the National Academy of Medicine. You know, Gil is world renowned for his work in multiomics, and they're both publishing madly still, and also supporting the institution. And so we're very fortunate to have them. You know, they both had very distinguished careers over the past couple of decades. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. Wonderful. Motion passes. Moving on, there's several other items. Over to you, Chancellor Grasso.
We are requesting to rename one of our streets as Wolverine Way. We don't have street names on our campus, and if we don't have street names, it's difficult for the fire department to find our buildings should an accident occur. So we're asking to name one of our major streets as Wolverine Way, and nothing else to add.
Wonderful. Is there a motion to approve? Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes. Over to you, Vice President Kinsey.
President Ono, I'd like to propose a motion to change the Regents meeting schedules for 2025 and the Regents meeting schedule for 2026 and 2027.
Is there a motion to approve? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign? Anyone abstaining, same sign?
I abstain.
The
For obvious
Regents,
reasons.
what's that?
I abstain for obvious reasons.
Thank you. The Regents meeting schedule 25 and Regent meeting schedule for 26 and 27 have been approved. We have one public comment on the agenda item, and that's institutional neutrality. Over to you, VP Kinsey.
Thank you, President Ono. We have one speaker signed up on the institutional neutrality bylaw, which will soon be brought forward as a supplemental item for consideration by the board. Professor Kimberly Sachs, you're invited to speak and you have 5 minutes to address the board. Welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you. President Ono, Chancellors Grasso and Alexander, and Regents. I come before you today as a faculty member and as a member of Senate Assembly to speak out against the proposed policy of institutional neutrality. I know this is as much importance to you as it is to me and the other faculty members that have taken an interest in it, because you obviously have a well-vested interest in the success of this great and cherished institution. We are all here to uphold the University of Michigan's mission statement. The mission statement reads, for those of you in the room who have not read it lately, the mission of the University of Michigan is to serve the people of Michigan and the world through preeminence in creating, communicating, preserving, and applying knowledge, art, and academic values, and in developing leaders and citizens who will challenge the present and enrich the future. How are we to uphold this mission while also adhering to the new proposed Regents Bylaw 14.08 on institutional neutrality? The two are inherently in competition with one another, and the bylaw puts the mission at risk, endangers the institution, and creates unnecessary free speech and academic freedom issues. The policy is overbroad in its application, both in terms of who it applies to and what speech it applies to. Too many faculty are covered by this policy in too many situations. University faculty, like myself, have a variety of titles, institutes, centers, programs, etc., that we serve in a variety of ways. Sometimes lines are blurred as to when we're speaking for those institutions and when we're speaking for ourselves. For example, I'm the associate director of a research institution here on campus. If I congratulate someone for research related to the institute's mission on a perhaps political or social issue, am I speaking as an associate director or myself? This is a new calculus that faculty must engage in every time they speak, putting a chilling effect on even the most basic academic speech. And too many speech moments are covered by this policy. What does it mean to make a statement on behalf of an entity that is outside of governance, but on a political or social issue? How do institutes like mine, the Institute for Society and Technology, or those on the Ann Arbor campus like the Poverty Solution Center, make any statements about their work without risking running afoul of this policy? How does Michigan Medicine make statements about health promotions that might be viewed by some as controversial, like vaccines or birth control, without potentially muddying the waters? Can the Ross Business School suggest that we need more CEOs that are women and people of color, or is that now a political or social issue? These are but of a tiny fraction of the issues that could pop up on day one of the implementation of this policy. Perhaps it is not a coincidence then that the policy was pushed through outside of the prescribed and well-tested faculty governance procedures. Faculty governance is not the enemy of progress or of institutional efficiency. Faculty governance exists to ensure that the mission is being met with the appropriate stakeholders involved. We as faculty are entrusted with the mission every day when we interact with students. Skipping faculty governance on policy formation has profound consequences. We know this in Flint. It leads to bad policies that ignore the reality of how the university works. It is not enough to have a separate committee work on a policy and then open up a black box for feedback. To be clear, I want to be very clear about this. This is not about who was on the committee or the work that they did. It's about how the committee was not part of the normal governance procedures that includes elected representatives. As such, I urge you to table the vote on this item today and to send the matter back to administration with instructions to work with the existing governance structure to pass any such policy, and to also understand why faculty feel so negatively about this policy in the first place. Engaging in such a process would demonstrate to students what good governance looks like, thus creating strong leaders for the future. What should be clear is that this institution needs to speak with one voice about at least this. We are committed to developing the leaders and the citizens who will challenge the present and enrich the future. And we, as faculty and leaders, need to show them how that is possible right here and right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Well,
just like to make a quick comment, and thank you, Kimberly, for coming in and sharing with us your concerns. We've heard similar concerns from other places. We've heard other concerns and other support from a lot of other places, but I just want to let you know that we have actually thought about this issue of institutes and centers being included in the language. And I think what you'll see is when we bring this forth for consideration soon, that will no longer be included, because I think you do make a good point, particularly related to institutes and centers. However, I also wanted to point out that SACUA did have a forum yesterday, which most, if not all, regents did have a chance to review and listen to. They did get it together. We have received numerous emails from all over our campus community, and we've heard that feedback. But I look forward to having this ongoing conversation with you, but it is on our agenda soon. Thank you, Kimberly.
All right, we have one additional supplemental item then, VP Kinsey.
Thank you, President Ono. I'm bringing forward the supplemental item on institutional neutrality bylaw that has been posted for comment for the Regent's consideration.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second,
Comment.
any discussion?
Discussion.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Thank you. I want to say, first of all, to the faculty, to the committees that oversaw this, I really appreciate the work that they did, and I appreciate all the conversations we've had in public and in private about this particular issue. I've heard both the comments in favor and against it, and I'm planning on voting yes on this with some reservations, and these reservations are twofold. First, I am a little concerned about how overly broad it is, and the enforcement mechanism, and we need to see how this actually plays out in real life on our campuses. And the second one, of course, is about our communication. Historically, the university has not been the best at communicating, and it will be very important to our faculty, to our staff, to our students, that we understand that this is not a speech ban. This is not a speech restriction. It's a time, place, and manner restriction. And getting that communication out there will be very important to the success of our institutional neutrality policy. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. And Regent Acker, just because you're not here, I can tell you that our Vice President Communication is taking copious notes with your guidance and remarks. Thank you, Regent Acker. Regent Illich?
Go ahead.
I too just would like to thank everyone for all of the hard work regarding the institutional neutrality bylaw. I'd also like to thank our community, who was very involved in giving feedback that we received, and it was very, very helpful during this process. I've been on campus for the past several days, and I've heard from many of you in our community. So moving forward, I am asking the university leaders to create a website and a communication portal to share frequently asked questions and provide a forum so that our community can be best informed and have a place where questions can be answered as we go through this new bylaw. I'm asking the president and the administration as well to report back on the bylaw in 6 months and then in 1 year to understand how it's working, what the community feedback, what community feedback we're receiving, and if any additional clarifications or changes should be needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vice President Kinsey and Vice President Lynch have noted those requests, and we will be sure to report back as you request. Thank you.
Yeah, and regional, I think those are good ideas. And I
Regent
support
Bernstein.
that. Yeah, thank you, President. I'd just like to say, first of all, Professor Sachs, thank you for being here and sharing your thoughts. I'd like to say that I fully support the adoption of an institutional neutrality policy at the University of Michigan. It's my view that this institution should start discussions about consequential issues of our time, not stop them. With regard to process, I think it's important to note that this policy is a result of a long deliberative process that started with 3 committees with 36 distinguished faculty, a librarian, several staff, and 2 student representatives covering all 3 of our campuses, U of M Ann Arbor, Flint, and Dearborn, and our Michigan medicine community. During its work over 6 months, the committee received over 4,000 thoughtful comments. A town hall was convened by SACWA that was well attended, where diversity of thought on this issue was voiced. And we received roughly 50 more comments over the last several weeks on this matter. The university should be the home and sponsor of critics. We heard this earlier today from some of our distinguished faculty, not the critic. We must open the way for our individuals, faculty's expertise, intelligence, scholarship, and wisdom to inform our state and society in their own voice, free from institutional interference. This neutrality policy elevates individual faculty voices in honoring our indispensable mission. Institutional neutrality also eliminates the suppression of ideas in departments or other units where faculty who seek promotion or retention, including lecturers, feel compelled to fall in line with an expressed institutional orthodoxy embraced by their superiors. Finally, I want to make a point about the institutional context here. Many months ago, it tells you how long, maybe 2 years ago, I had historians or librarians at the Bentley look at institutional statements made by this board going back as far as they could go back in time. And it was really interesting, telling that during the Civil War, there was no statement. After the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, there was no statement. During World War I, there was no statement. During World War II, there were no statements. After the JFK assassination, there were no statements. On and on and on. So institutional statements are a modern phenomenon and a misguided venture that betrays our public mission. As an institution, therefore, we should put questions before answers, and this policy, in my view, does just that. That's why I support it.
Thank you very much. Regent Hubbard.
Thank you, President Ono. So last month, the report of the Advisory Committee on the University of Michigan Principles on Diversity of Thought and Freedom of Expression was presented at our Board of Regents meeting. That report called for adoption of a new Regents bylaw that would require institutional neutrality. So at that meeting, I asked Vice President and General Counsel Tim Lynch to draft a proposed bylaw amendment for consideration by our community and this board. Since then, the proposal was published for public comment in the Michigan Record and considered by SACWA at a special forum. I reviewed the feedback and watched the SACWA forum held yesterday, which included thoughtful comments from a few of our faculty members. I've spoken directly to numerous members of our university community about this effort. Some, as Regent Bernstein just mentioned, have raised various concerns or have indicated that we should be taking more time to debate this topic. However, I would note the Calvin report upon which this bylaw was modeled was published November 1st of 1967, almost 57 years ago. I was born in 1967.
Don't rub that in.
And in that light, others have indicated that this effort is long overdue. We received thousands of comments regarding the committee's report and the proposed bylaw. I thank our community for their robust engagement. As the advisory committee noted, institutional statements disserve the university's mission. They undermine our commitment to open inquiry by suggesting that those who disagree are unwelcome. They cause would-be dissenters to worry that voicing disagreement may jeopardize admission, grades, or advancement. The risk is especially acute for statements issued by or on behalf of departments or other units that make up the university because of the closer connections among the individuals within those units. So I am supporting this amendment because I believe in diversity of thought and freedom of expression. I hope this is just the first step in a long process to update bylaws and procedures that will make our campus a place that is welcoming to all voices. And I can assure you, this will not limit the individual voices of regents and other individuals to speak their minds regarding issues both on and off campus. But we will not be speaking on behalf of the institution regarding social and political issues that are not related to our internal governance. Institutional neutrality is the position that is the most supportive of faculty. It says the experts and scholars should be the ones engaged in public debate and discourse. They should move knowledge and fields forward. It's not up to chairs, deans, or administrators to make those arguments on behalf of the university. It's up to individuals to engage in robust debate regarding issues of today and our future. And I look forward to voting on this amendment shortly.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, I think we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, same sign. Anyone abstaining, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Chancellor Alexander will introduce the student government speaker, Logan Lapine.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Ono. I'm pleased to introduce U of M Flint Student Government President, Logan Lapine. Logan is a senior pursuing a bachelor's degree in education, and he leads one of the most active, organized, and cohesive student government administrations this campus has ever seen. I welcome him to offer a report on behalf of U of M Flint SGA. Logan?
Thank you, Chancellor Alexander, for those warm remarks. Board of Regents and Executive Officers of the University of Michigan. My name is Logan Lapine, the President of the Student Government at the University of Michigan Flint, where I proudly represent our diverse student body of over 6,500 students. This is my fourth year at UM Flint after starting in the fall 2021 semester, and as I near the end of the educator preparation program and am only a few steps away from becoming a certified social studies teacher, I reflect on the good times but acknowledge the uncertain times as well during my time here. The University of Michigan Flint is a unique and special place. Its highly skilled faculty and staff go above and beyond to support and see each student through graduation. And the alumni and Flint community help students to feel at home within this beautiful and resilient city of Flint. That said, there has been a lot of uncertainty in the university's recent past. Since I started in 2021, I have had 3 chancellors, 2 provosts, my School of Education and Human Services closed and was moved into the College of Arts, Sciences, and Education, meaning I've had around 5 deans considering all the interims, and yet many crucial administration positions remain interim. Announced 2 years ago, the Transformation Project is amidst the mix of changes and uncertainty. The university hired the Huron Group for consultation, a group that has a reputation for not supporting fine arts programs and not being transparent with findings and data, which created uncertainty and anxiety around campus regarding our future here in Flint. That transformation project was announced over 2 years ago, and although I have no doubt that our exceptional new chancellor, Dr. Alexander, is working diligently to advocate for our campus's future, I call on you, President Ono, and the Board of Regents to act on any proposals coming your way and invest money and resources in Flint. You, the Board of Regents, have been elected to represent the interest of Genesee County for the University of Michigan Flint. This is a regional public university with a distinct purpose different from Ann Arbor. Flint students often take longer to complete their degrees because they face food and housing insecurities. Many start and stop their education due to a lack of resources to finance college. Our students work 2 to 3 jobs, balance family obligations, and still we persevere. The burdens we face are real, not just words on a page or in a report. Yet despite these challenges, we remain hopeful. We hope that our leaders will truly understand these distinctions and take meaningful actions to meet our needs. As student government president, I am honored to represent and advocate for my fellow students. This is what we have in common. Just as I serve the students, you as our elected board serve as our representatives, and we rely on you to advocate for our needs as well, as our campus plays a vital role in the economic development of our county and region. We also cannot ignore the discontent and criticisms directed at the board and university administration. It's important to acknowledge that many students feel dissatisfied with recent governance, particularly over the past year in relation to student rights and speech. We as students expect our university leaders to understand and rely on the democratic shared governance model within the university, students, faculty, and staff, when making important decisions. The ideals of shared governance are grounded in the foundation of our democracy, and civic engagement is vital to that end. Recently, as mentioned earlier, U of M Flint was recognized for a multitude of democratic engagement awards, specifically the Best in Class Award for the highest voting rate at a four-year public institution, all while securing recognition for the highest student voter registration and student voting rate at any four-year institution in Michigan for the 22 midterm elections. This is just one example that reflects the accomplishments of our incredible campus community. We are engaged and committed. Now we invite you to reflect those same values by engaging with us and committing to addressing the unique needs of our students and campus. On behalf of U of M Flint students, we look forward to your deeper involvement with Flint and your collaboration with our wonderful Chancellor, Dr. Alexander. We also look forward to your increased support for advancing the proposals in the Transformations Project. And we hope to see you on campus this winter, spring, summer, and fall. Thank you, and go Blue.
Logan, I want to thank you for all the time you put into your remarks, and they were certainly heard and appreciated. And we agree that you have a wonderful chancellor. We had a chance to interact with him today, and we will be working with him, and we look forward to coming back again. So thank you for the time that you put into that. Now we have public comments on the non-agenda related topics. Vice President Kinsey.
Thank you, President Ono. We are now moving into the public speaker section of the meeting. As part of the regular meeting agenda, the Regents set aside time for individuals to present comments to the board. As a reminder, the board does not generally respond to these comments during public comment session. All public board meetings are formal events under Article 8, Section 4 of the Michigan Constitution. In keeping with reasonable and appropriate norms, decorums, all attendees, including speakers, should treat others with respect and civility. Individuals who are approved to speak will be expected to speak to the topic that was submitted during the registration submission, truthfully disclose any relevant organizational ties during the registration, and promptly cease speaking after their allotted time per speaker. Speakers who do not adhere to these rules may be precluded from addressing the board at future meetings. With that, I would like to welcome our first speaker, Hiba Weba Alama. Welcome, Hiba. You have 2 minutes to speak when you're ready.
Did you say 2 hours? How much time do I have? Okay. Esteemed Regents, present and virtual, President Ono, Chancellor Alexander, colleagues, and all who are present with us today. I've had the pleasure of working closely with many of you in 2022 as a member of the Presidential Search Committee, and I can attest firsthand your genuine desire to support our Flint campus. On behalf of the faculty at the University of Michigan Flint and the University of Michigan Flint American Federation of Teachers, American Association of University Professors, AFT-AAUP, I welcome you to our campus. I also thank you for approving on July 16, 2020, the resolution for employer neutrality, which recognized and supported the fundamental right for UM faculty and employees to form unions and bargain collectively. This encouraged our faculty to come together and form the UMF AFT AAUP Local 5671. The purpose of our organization is, of course, to negotiate better working conditions for our bargaining unit members. However, in doing so, we also aim to promote the interest of students and community who are served by the membership, the effectiveness and quality of the institution in which our members work, collective work with other labor organizations and like-minded faculty bodies, open and transparent faculty governance in partnership with administration, and academic freedom, faculty autonomy, and freedom of speech. Our bargaining unit was officially recognized on April 17, 2024. Thank you. Since then, our constitution has been drafted, and we are currently in the active phase of bargaining. We are confident that as Regents to the University of Michigan, your past and current record demonstrate that you value our labor and respect our value. Therefore, we look forward to future collaborations and to the negotiation of mutually satisfying bargaining agreements, beginning with the one we're currently involved in. Go Flint and go Blue. Thank you.
Thank you, Hiba. I'd like to call on our next speaker, William Castanier. Welcome, William. You have 2 minutes to speak when you're ready.
Thank you for allowing me to speak today. I am Bill Castanier, President of the Historical Society of Greater Lansing. I represent the Coalition to Promote Mental Health and Preserve Eastern High School, formed to save a portion of the school, a small portion. In June, we were elated when U of M released plans to build a mental health facility, but also gobsmacked by the news that Lansing Eastern High School would be torn down. Recently, U of M ended all negotiations with the ultimatum Eastern would be torn down, and plans are underway to save architectural artifacts for display. When U of M student union was deteriorating, tearing it down wasn't considered. The structure, built in 1919 and designed by the noted University of Michigan graduates and architects Irving and Allen Pond, was restored in 2020 at a cost of $86.2 million. However, in Lansing, the University of Michigan has said they'll tear down another important pond and pond design structure, Lansing Eastern High School. The Pond brothers were leaders in the arts and crafts movement and especially in public architecture. In addition to Lansing Eastern, they designed the MSU Student Union and ironically an early version of Sparrow Hospital. Furthermore, U of M has told us they would construct the facility elsewhere if the community did not accept their plan. You have to know this threat effectively shut down the robust discussion about saving historic structures. Preservation is more than sentimentality. It is also about economics and a sense of place. An article in Sunday's New York Times on the resurgence of Detroit cited the importance of historic restoration in the city by highlighting the Ilitch family, Dan Gilbert, and William Clay Ford, and their efforts to preserve scores of important buildings. We are asking that U of M join those visionaries by saving a portion of Eastern High School and to create your own legacy in Lansing. I just wanted to quickly show you what that school looks like, and it is important and iconic in Lansing. If you want, somebody could grab it and pass it around. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, William. I'd like to call on our next speaker, Jenna Changizi. Sorry. Welcome, Jenna. You have 2 minutes to speak when you're ready.
Thank you. Recently, the University of Michigan cut the budgets for Flint's humanities and undergraduate research programs. These cuts are worrisome because they decrease essential opportunities for students to engage in critical thinking, career development, and creativity. We know that the university is capable of funding these programs. So where is that money going? The university's endowment is not supporting our education. It is funding genocide and apartheid. The endowment is used to bomb schools in Gaza instead of building up ours. Why is mass murder being prioritized over the success of our students? And why are students being criminalized when they speak up about it? I won't insult your intelligence and explain why killing children is wrong. But have you seen the videos of our fellow humans suffering in Palestine? Please look at their faces. Listen to their voices. Can you even name a single Palestinian victim? There is absolutely no justification for an investment model that profits from violence and death. President Ono and the Regents, you are the leaders that represent the University of Michigan. But there are moral and ethical qualifications for leadership. And by funding genocide, you are discrediting yourselves. Show us that you are qualified. Prove us wrong. Do you realize that the protesters who criticize you will stand in support if you choose to divest? You can still make the right decision. Please divest from death, invest in life, and don't arrest your students for demanding justice. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. Our last speaker today is Michael Tenbush. Welcome, Michael. You have 2 minutes to speak when you're ready.
Good afternoon. I'm a proud graduate of Michigan Law, class of 1996, old school classmate of Regent Bernstein, longtime friend of Regent Ilitch, and big time fan of President Ono. Also, proud father of 2 daughters who graduated from U of M, one of who is featured in the fall issue of Michigan Alum, and yesterday just learned that she passed the summer bar exam. I lead International Samaritan at the House with the Flags in Front on Main Street in Ann Arbor. We provide holistic scholarships to 1,000 young people living in the communities that surround the garbage dump sites of some of the largest cities in Central America and East Africa. We are the leaders and the best at what we do. Our 200+ college and trade school graduates since 2019 are making almost 3 times as much money as the entire households from which our current Samaritan scholars come. 3 years ago, we made a commitment to build a water tower and system to deliver fresh water to the Buon Samaritano community in Tegucigalpa at a cost of $250,000. We raised about $78,000 pretty quickly and then got stuck. I mean, just stuck. We prayed and worked and asked everyone we knew for help and remained stuck. Then one day, out of the blue, a guy I never met called. His name is Bill Martin, and he owns an office kitty corner to ours on Depot Street. I go over to his office one morning and Bill says, "I'd like to make a 6-figure gift to secure naming rights for that water tank you're building." When I was the AD here at U of M, I was always impressed by Ken Coleman, the husband of Mary Sue, our president at that time. Whenever I saw Ken, it was clear to me how much he loved his wife and the university, and how much better off Michigan is because of him. Ken speaks highly of you guys, and I'd like to help build that water system to honor Ken. We built that water system and put Vamos Azul with Ken's name on it. The Martins and Ken came to the opening celebration with me, bringing dozens of U of M shirts. Then they helped build a family life center, and we returned and put more shirts, more U of M shirts. I'm wrapping up, last 2 sentences. I wanted to share this story with you because we are living and you are leading in difficult and contentious times. Please keep in mind that Ken Coleman led and served with such a grace that a decade ago that a gift made to honor him has brought water and life to thousands in Juan Samaritano in a way that continues to bless the University of Michigan too. You will see Samaritan scholars at U of M one day. Our campus and their nation will be much better as a result.
Thank you so much.
Here,
Regent
here.
Illich.
I just
Here,
wanted to
here.
say, Michael, I've known you such a long time and I've seen you in so many different positions, and every position has a common thread, which is you're always helping somebody. And thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for the help that you're helping in Honduras and representing. What a great alum you are. I often say how, we train leaders, and you've proven it true. So thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you, Regent.
Thank you very much. All right, with that